Next tweet. Alright, she's the person the palace wanted Diana to be. Someone willing to endure anything in silence in order to be queen consort one day. There's a picture I have of her where she's looking, is it her and Sophie looking at the crown? I'm like, oh my goodness. Like I said too in one of my videos, I think I make one video specifically for that, where what did I call it, the palace have what they were looking for or something like that. Why are they complaining? Alright, so yeah, it is, this is exactly what they got. Alright, she worked her whole entire life to be in that position. My goodness. Okay, that's why the firm made her cosplay this clothes. She was always going to be what Diana could have been if she had just stayed silent and taken the abuse. She's the royal family mannequin with no personality, so the public could dress her up however they want. Oh my god, it backfired. Diana will never. That's right. And they keep on saying she's the next Diana, she's the next Diana. Yet during Diana's time, the same people who's bad mouthing Meghan, they're still alive. They are still alive. They're doing the same thing, the exact same thing. Okay, when William divorces her for someone that he can love and respect, we'll see Kate express herself in ways unseen as she loses billions of dollars. What is it? William probably just waiting until the time is right. Okay, I don't think he'll divorce her. He can do whatever he wants. Kate will never do or say anything to risk her position as queen consort on deck. Plus, Bill doesn't have the capacity to love and respect anyone but himself. Oh, he's Prince of Peggy. Oh my god, I made that video. I think YouTube blocked it. Maybe I should put it out once, really quickly, for 30 minutes, for those who are new could see. I think YouTube did something to the video and I put it private right away for being a beggar. Right, that very press saying Kate will be the next Diana tried to destroy her to protect Charles sound familiar today, doesn't it? Camilla Tominey is a liar, doesn't even believe what she's saying. If she step out of line, she will be silenced or she will have to leave. That's probably right. That's what happened to Diana because she spoke up for herself. In that interview, Diana said, quote, there are 3 of us in this marriage, so it's getting rather crowded. Camilla deceived and manipulated Diana. Yep. And this is what really bothers majority of people. You know what, let me leave that topic alone. Tominey is reaching. Diana was unique, 1 in a million. Kate hasn't got the charisma, the compassion necessary to even get a hairbreadth near to Diana's legacy. Kate not reaching. They groomed Kate to be what Diana never was, a Stepford wife. I've always said, you know, what will I say that? When they want something, okay, they crave for something. This person is right. Where was I reading it so I don't lose it? They crave for something. When they see someone is popular, they want that popularity, and then if that person play along with it, they calm that person down to shape it into a freaking mannequin. This is a perfect example. I've said this in another video. This person is absolutely right. If Diana had listened to them and turn into that mannequin of a person, okay, then Diana could never be what she was. Okay, and the same thing, they probably, well, they never give Meghan a chance anyway, so who give a damn about them anyway? All right, not reaching. They groom Kate to be what Diana never was, a Stepford wife, smiling and reaching. Reaching like an automated doll, and knowing her place in the family pecking order. Yeah, these people, like I always said, they are freaking machine. They want things in a straight line, blip blip blip. So anything that they don't know or they're not aware of, they go crazy. Look at about Harry's book. They're going crazy for it because they don't know what's in it. Another example, look at the Oprah interview. They went crazy not knowing what was said. And there was one more. I think it was a documentary on ITV where the Princess, I think they call it, the Princess or something like that. They went crazy. They wanted to see what was said, and because they didn't know, they go crazy. So they want to know, that way they could plan ahead, so they could either sabotage or come out with some BS like the bullying for the Oprah interview and all this crazy stuff. Yeah, Diana was not dumb. That's exactly that. Because Diana was quiet and mellow, they thought they could take advantage of her. I'm pretty sure they searched really hard to take advantage of one of the, an innocent person so they could do whatever they want. But Diana was very smart. Okay, Diana was not dumb. KK Kid is no way can fill her shoes. She is too incompetent and lazy. Not only that, not only incompetent and lazy, she's dumb as well. Because you have Harry and Meghan who's willing to do the work instead of shut your freaking mouth. Okay, and all you have to do in the background, ask Harry and Meghan, what do you want me to do? Or should I go cut the ribbon? Let me cut the ribbon because I'm gonna be queen consort and all of that. So all she had to do is shut the F up, let Harry and Meghan do their stuff. Or if she was smart enough and ask Harry and Meghan, what project will you want to do? That way I could advocate for you in the background, okay? And then go do it, but let me go cut the ribbons. This kind of thing. This is what I would have done, okay? My goodness, Diana earned every bit of adoration by being caring, humanitarian, and genuinely kind soul. For KKK to be giving the Diana figure honor is the most white privileged thing I have seen today, considering it is Meghan who is everything Diana was. Okay, never. Princess Diana had a heart for people, and she didn't fake it until make it. She didn't fake it until make it. When God made Princess Diana, he made her one of a kind. That's for sure. And the other thing I've said in other video is that one of the reasons I think Diana was made in this earth, for this earth is to be, as hard it's hard for me to say it, is that she was made to be a sacrifice for people to see as a stepping stone the crumble of the monarchy. Okay, you have this innocent woman who was privately doing her own thing, and then of all people, okay, and then Charles did not want to marry her. Okay, it's through pressure from her family, okay, the institution. So Diana was made for that. Of all people on this planet, they choose her. And then she was the most innocent of all people to be doing this kind of mistreatment. And then through that, and there's Harry who came out of her to do, is like continuing her work. Okay, so this is why our prayers needs to continue and be strong for them, for the Sussexes. And then, Princess Diana was dating another how do you call this, nationality, and then that happened, and then you see Harry went even further, marry someone a different culture, a different background. All right, somewhat, you could see the similarities. Meghan is not Princess Diana. I'm not saying Meghan is princess. I'm not saying that. Okay, we could see the similarities. So all of these are sacrifices that is being made for us to see how the institution, the firm, is such a savage kind of institution. And another comparison as well, Meghan of all people, this is the one Harry decided to marry, the most well-rounded person who's been doing a lot of good things way before she met Harry, and then everything she's been doing before Harry, okay, are all positive. Nobody could come out, even money, they will not get people to talk negative about Meghan.
I know we can rely on you for being a great guy. So what an incredible friend you were to Meghan Markle is. Have you guys hung out at all since then?
No, we haven't spoken. She just wrote me a very nice thank you letter, and I framed it, and that was very nice of her to do. She just appreciated that I was honest, but it's so funny that we live in a time where everyone's like, it's such a big deal. I just did the right thing. Right. It's okay to feel like that should be the norm and the status quo, but it's like, whoa, it's so crazy. He told the truth. I think we should all be a little more honest.
Well, thank you for doing the right thing.
Nobody could come out, even money, they will not get people to talk negative about Meghan.
I was called by the Sun newspaper. If you don't know what the Sun is, it's
got the topless girl on page 3. That's all you need to know.
And they called me about a month ago to ask if I'd write about how Meghan was like Wallace and how Meghan was going to destroy the royal family and the arguments between Meghan and Kate. And I said, I'm really sorry, I'm just not privy to all of this. I don't think I could do it. And the commissioning editor was really twisting my arm to write this article and say, but you could say, couldn't you, that X happened, and you could say that she's fired all her staff, and you could say that Kate has said this. And I said, well, I'm really sorry, I don't know that, I can't do it. And this conversation went on for about half an hour, and I didn't write the article, but it just gives you an insight into how this whole thing is being, you know.
So the institution, they're picking the wrong person to fight with.
So what is the one message that you really want young women and women in general to just, you know, really focus on as they navigate through life?
Yeah, I think there are a couple things, you know, for me, and I remind myself and my friends of that as well, is that, A, we just need to be kinder to ourselves, truly. You know, if we treated ourselves the way we do our best friend.
Yeah,
can
or
you
our
imagine,
dogs.
Yeah, or our dogs. Can you, for you and I especially, like, can you imagine how much better off we would be to just say, can sometimes be so judgmental and unkind, and so I think I would never treat my best friend that way. So to treat yourself like you're your own best friend, and to also just like try to find a space inside of you that it reminds yourself that yes, you can have questions of self-doubt, and that's going to come up, that's human, but at the end of the day, you are enough exactly as you are, I think is really important to remind ourselves of.
So the institution, they're picking the wrong person to fight with.
It's fun, and also we're all in Toronto where we film the show, so we become a little family. So really, I think we all sort of lean on each other. I don't have to balance two beautiful little girls like Sarah does, but she does it so well, and like I think we all just manage to support each other with whatever comes up.
I'll give you an example. I was working till 4:30 in the morning on a Friday night, and my husband was traveling for business. And on Saturday morning at 7:30, right about 20 minutes after the kids woke up, my front door bell rings, and it's Megan with scones and Starbucks. And we turned on cartoons, and the girls were like, what is this amazing thing called a scone? And we let them eat them in bed and get crumbs everywhere. And it was just exactly what I needed, you know, off in Toronto, and really, really delirious morning to have my friend show up and save me.
How would I not do it? I mean, we're about to start filming season 4, and so I think, you know, we're just so grateful that people have responded so well to the show, that you know, if we're lucky enough to have 5, 6, 7 seasons, that these friendships that you see us develop on camera are really a reflection of how well we all get along off camera.
Yeah. And it's not just that cliche of, oh, we're friends with everyone, but you actually are.
Yeah, we actually really like each other. And it's funny, like I'm getting excited to go back. It's almost like going back to camp or like back to school night. Yeah. So yeah, more fun to be had.
Well, the chemistry really shows on screen. I'm excited for the rest of season 3. Yes. And congratulations on everything, you guys.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We've switched to the 9 o'clock hour too for these back 6 that are airing. So it'll be March 6th? March 6th at 9 p.m.
I know fans have waited so long for the rest of the season too.
Yeah. Thank you for hanging in with us. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
So the institution, they're picking the wrong person to fight with.
Dear Michelle, you are so strong and so wonderful.
This letter is nearly 20 years old. This letter is nearly 20 years old, and it's from Meghan Markle. And it's from Meghan Markle. And it's from Meghan Markle.
I am here if you ever need me. I love you, Meghan.
Michelle Fanara, who went to high school with the Duchess, has cherished it ever since she got it in 1999.
It just kind of made me feel a little bit more special because she didn't have to write me a letter, but she did.
They're picking the wrong person to fight with.
They see me as a threat of some kind, and I'm here to do good. I'm not a destructive person.
They're picking the wrong person to fight with. We need to stop and think, for those who are probably somewhat confused as to what Princess Diana went through and what Meghan is going through, is that we have to look into the royal family history, okay?
Right. The monarchy symbolizes the entrenched inequalities in this country. Wealth, class, privilege, race, so much more. And let me just point to what the protesters said earlier. If they're only symbolic, what is the point of them? But we know they're not just symbolic. They actually have power. The monarch has political power. It's a political head of state.
Thank you.
And They play a diplomatic role. They use their power to be able to secure exemptions for themselves, like like Queen Elizabeth did in securing exemptions from race discrimination laws, sex discrimination laws, and so many other things. So
we have to look into the royal family history. Okay?
The monarchy is so far above the very people that they're meant to serve. There is no transparency. There's no accountability when it comes to the monarchy. That is the very opposite of what democracy is about.
Throughout their history, it doesn't look good. Every places that they have passed through or they went is destruction after destruction. You're telling me 2 women, innocent women, just married into the royal family, and then all of a sudden they so bad, worse than what the royal family have done throughout their history? We need to put one and one together and say, wait a second, this doesn't sound right. You got this woman, you never hear a beep about her until she married into the royal family, which means that her core values doesn't match with the royal family. So she's not a destruction person like them, so they can't accept that. They want destructive people or someone they could manipulate so they could mold and then put in front of them so they could do their dirty work for them. So we need to think about that. For centuries after centuries, they've been doing so many things. And it even as recently as in our time, going to the Middle East, getting bags of cash. What did he do that is so wonderful that he needs to get bags of cash? What did he do? People need to ask themselves some question. What did you do to deserve the money? Because it seems like everything that Meghan does and Harry do to live and survive, it seems like they don't deserve it. But what did he do to get those bags of cash that he did so wonderful? Did he solve cancer? Did he solve wealth problem? If he did, I want to know. So we need to think about that. You got Princess Diana, an innocent woman who married into the royal family. They tried to destroy her. Well, not try. They did. They did until she went down under. Even as she lay, trying to lay peacefully, they sent her son to go do some bed mouthing about her.
He accepts Lord Dyson's findings in full, which are extremely concerning. That BBC employees lied and used fake documents to obtain the interview with my mother, made lurid and false claims about the royal family, which played on her fears and fueled paranoia.
Enjoying, maybe needing this attention, needing to talk about these stories.
Well, the thing is, we got on, and, you know, we talked, and she would twinkle, and I was twinkling. I mean, she had a fantastic smile. So if she smiled, I would smile, she'd smile back. And so you get to a place which is, you're having a nice time.
The revelations came one
Traumatized me.
after another.
So I took it out on myself.
From a woman looking back on some of the worst years of her life.
Each time I was knocked down, I came back up again.
To a man she hardly knew. Why did she do it? Were these the outbursts of a frustrated and reckless woman pushed past the point of caring? Or, after so many years of emotional isolation, was Diana just relieved to have a sympathetic ear?
Why do they see you as a threat?
I think every strong woman in history has had to walk down a similar path, and I think it's the strength that causes the confusion and the fear. Why is she strong? Where does she get it from? Where is she taking it? Where is she going to use it? Why do the public still support her? When I say public, you go in and do an engagement and there's a great many people there.
Do you really believe that a campaign was being waged against you?
Yes, I did, absolutely. Yeah.
Why?
I was a separated wife of the Prince of Wales. I was a problem, full stop. Never happened before. What do we do with her?
Can't we pack her off to somewhere quietly rather than campaign against her?
She won't go quietly. That's the problem. I'll fight till the end.
Alright, self-destruction. They're picking the wrong person to fight with.
Yeah, it's still my baby. I wanted a place where I could share these great experiences I'm able to have and make it inspirational for people, but also a reminder that it's all attainable, you know? Like, I didn't grow up with this kind of lifestyle or being interviewed or having fancy things. Like, that is all very new. And so to be able to show, like, you want that, you could totally have that. And to be able to show, like, you want that, you could totally have that. and you were enough and you're worth it. And it's also been a great way for me to connect with people, like Emily, who's right here. I only know her through Twitter, and I knew she was coming because I saw it on social media.
Stop it, really?
Yes, and she's going on a trip soon to Costa Rica to do some aid work because she said that my UN stuff inspired her.
Now, equality means that President Paul Kagame of Rwanda, whose country I recently visited as part of my learning mission with UN Women, it means that he is equal to the little girl at the Gihembe refugee camp who is dreaming about being president one day. Equality means that UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon is equal to the young intern at the UN who is dreaming about shaking his hand. It means that a wife is equal to her husband, a sister to her brother. Not better, not worse. They are equal. UN Women, as you guys know, has defined the year 2030 as the expiration date for gender inequality. And here's what's staggering. The studies show that at the current rate, the elimination of gender inequality won't be possible until 2095. That's another 80 years from now. And when it comes to women's political participation and leadership, the percentage of female parliamentarians globally has only increased by 11% since 1995. 11%? In 20 years? Come on. This has to change. Women make up more than half of the world's population and potential. So it is neither just nor practical for their voices, for our voices, to go unheard at the highest levels of decision making. The way that we change that, in my opinion, is to mobilize girls.
I wrote you a letter. I brought it.
Okay, that is amazing.
It's so good to finally meet you.
It's so great to meet you.
I got a big letter from him. Oh no.
I also have a letter from Seoul, who is Meghan Markle.
Oh yeah, in Brazil.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Mine and hers, and then
I'll talk to you right after.
Okay. That is so cool. That's actually
Isn't
like
that sweet?
Seriously,
Aw.
using your outreach for good, to connect with people. Seriously, using your outreach for good, to connect with people.
And slowly you find your way and you start to realize that you've got an incredible platform to make really positive change.
Well, you know, I feel a really big responsibility. Like if you have this kind of job and you have an opportunity to have a profile where people are listening to what you're saying, I really, truly think you need to be saying something that's valuable. So yes, you can talk about like, where did Rachel get that pencil skirt? Fine, sure. We can have that conversation. But I'd also like to talk about
women's rights.
Women's rights and like my work with UN Women or with World Vision or humanitarian trips or just really bolstering self-esteem that has nothing to do with the external. Bolstering self-esteem that has nothing to do with the external.
Savage AF. Savage. Savage AF.
Well, you know, I feel a really big responsibility. Like if you have this kind of job and you have an opportunity to have a profile where people are listening to what you're saying, I really, truly think you need to be saying something that's valuable. So yes, you can talk about like, where did Rachel get that pencil skirt? Fine, sure. We can have that conversation. But I'd also like to talk about
women's rights.
Women's rights and like my work with UN Women or with World Vision or humanitarian trips or just really bolstering self-esteem that has nothing to do with the external.
All these are sacrifices. That's what I'm trying to make the comparison. Sacrifices. And then as me, when we're raising our kids, let them aware sacrifices people have made, especially if you live in the UK, certain sacrifices people have made. That way, when later on, maybe it may not be in our lifetime, when we are gone and maybe the environment is a bit much different, we could tell our great-grandkids, this is who did the sacrifices. Look at Harry, a vet. He's doing so much more for people who risk their lives in the battlefield. And this is how they're treating him. Let's not forget about that. Educate our kids, because they're trying to erase all of this. As we're moving forward, not even as we're moving forward, as soon as the thing is done, those people who's inflicting pain onto the people who's doing the hard work, they're trying to erase it. Look at the Tom Brown book. Okay, they're already trying to erase Meghan thing, creating a different narrative. So we need, like the old days where word of mouth is like the history. Don't forget, keep telling your kids the things that you are seeing, because that is, we are living in a history. The minute we just say something, it's already history. So let our kids understand the environment around them. That way, when people are presenting them with bullshit, we could say, no, this is not the way it happened. Because those people who are in the position, the media, who's writing history books, this and that, they could easily rewritten everything, and our kids will not know the truth. Okay, we are the witnesses. I keep on saying that in many other videos. We are the witnesses. Let our children know at a certain age. Let's not forget, at a decent age, but don't let them rely on the media, on those idiots who's writing books full of lies to tell them what the history is, where when they're actually speaking with some intelligent people, they don't look dumb in front of them. Okay, like if they speak with someone like Dr. Scholler will be like, oh, are you embarrassing? Let me move on. So this is why we need to speak to our kids. Let them see what's going on. All right, next tweet.